Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust.
We moved to the beautiful Yorkshire Dales just over 10 months ago, and we've collected some of our favourite places so far to visit for active days out.
Yep, the places that we're going to show you are quite local to us. They're only about 15-20 minutes drive, most of them, and the only cost should be a couple of pounds parking for you if you want to get out into the great outdoors.
The Bolton Abbey estate is a country estate just a little bit north of Skipton. It's absolutely beautiful, and you have to look a little bit beyond the Abbey ruins. The Abbey ruins are amazing to walk around, but further upstream there's so many walks and so much for the kids to do as well.
So part of the Bolton Abbey estate is this river walk along the River Wharf, and we're currently at a place called the Strid. We love coming to Bolton Abbey. The actual Abbey Down River is very picturesque. There's a beach that you can go and have picnics at. It's very busy in the summer, but really good fun. And then you can walk 4 or 5 miles along the river. It's supposed to be otters, kingfishers and woodpeckers. We've never seen any, and we've been frequently, but I still live in hope.
We like coming here because there are a number of different places that you can stay. There's a campsite down by the Abbey called Catgill Farm, and then its sister site, Howgill Farm, is a little bit further north and upstream. And the best thing about the Howgills, apart from its lovely location, is that it's also got resident alpacas, which Jackie absolutely adores. And for those people who are a little bit more traditional, is a camping and caravan club which is really accessible to the wharf and to the Strid, making the whole country estate open to everyone.
If you're staying at Bolton Abbey for more than a few days, a little bit off the country estate is a really gorgeous walk to a place called Simon Seat. And if you come in July, August time when the heathers are out, you just walk across heather moors for miles and miles. It is beautiful. If you're not staying at one of the local campsites, it is quite expensive to park at Bolton Abbey for the day. I think it's probably about £12. We haven't paid for a couple of years. But if you're coming for the day, it is worth it. If you stay at the top car park by Barden Bridge, each parking spot had a barbecue slab at the back, so you could come, you could have a picnic by the river, or you could bring your barbecues and just have a little barbecue for the day. So it is worth it if you are coming for the day, even though it is £12.
We're just about to set off and go to Malham, which is one of our favourite places. It does come with a bit of a health warning though.
Yeah, the roads are really, really tight and windy.
There is no easy way, and we've been trying for years to find an easy way into Malham, and it just doesn't exist. So be prepared for twiddly roads, and we'll see you when we get there.
Richard has actually made me cycle up this road before now. Feel really sorry for me once you've seen the video.
is where it all began at Malham. Not necessarily at Malham Cove, but I grew up round here and I was schooled round here, and all the trips that we did, outdoor and adventurous stuff, was walking, climbing, caving round here. So it's my sort of happy place. And then as I got a bit older, as into my late teens, we all used to come up here and wild camp and go to the pubs and get drunk.
Yep, we came camping with the kids when they were little, got lots of videos of them playing in the stream.
So around Malham, there's not just the cove to visit, there's Janet's Foss, which is a great little pool for swimming.
And one of my favourite walks is Gordale Scar, where you can actually scramble up through the waterfall if it's dry.
As well as loads of pubs in town, good restaurants, good cafes. It's a great place to visit for a day.
Yeah. When I think of the Yorkshire Dales, the iconic picture that comes to my mind is the Ribblehead Viaduct. I first came here 30 years ago when we were both at university.
It is just a masterpiece of Victorian engineering, and you don't need to appreciate it too much apart from actually being here and standing under it and realising what an immense structure it is. It's easy to say, but the enormity of this bridge is just pretty much beyond belief. It's one of the iconic bridges on the Settle to Carlisle Railway, which is definitely worth a visit. It's not particularly expensive and it takes you up through some absolutely beautiful Victorian stations all the way up through the Dales and just touching on the edges of the Lake District before it pulls into Carlisle.
We love wild camping around here. There's laybys that we can use to stay in our camper van, so we've quite often had a cheeky night or two up here, haven't we? There's a really fab pub just down the road called the Station Inn.
There's so many different walks that you can do from here. It's obviously at the heart of the Three Peaks, but you can nip up and down Whernside if you fancy that. But then lower down, there's some beautiful valley walks where you don't have to do any climbing and you're just wandering through endless fields at this time of year of lambs.
And one of my favourite times of day here is actually sunset. The sun sets through the arches there, and if you're coming down from Whernside, it is stunning.
So at any time of the year, it is pretty spectacular. We've been up here in icy cold winters and we've been up here in scorching hot summers, but it is just a beautiful spot to come and visit. It's really popular. Sometimes in the summer you need to get here early and park up early, but it's definitely worth dropping in for.
Another one of our favourite places to come and visit is Stainforth Falls, which is between Settle and Horton in Ribblesdale.
It's a little hidden away spot that is a little bit awkward to find. What you absolutely must not do is try and drive down to it, because the road is mega tight and the bridge that we stood on at the moment is even tighter, and every year there's cars and caravans that get stuck on it.
I wouldn't even bring my Fiat 500 down here.
On a day like this, it is just beautifully serene and quiet. It does get very, very popular in the summer. It's got a big campsite just up the road. So it can be a place of two halves, really, can't it?
It can. In October, we haven't seen it yet because we only just moved here in November, but in October the salmon run up through the waterfalls, so I'm looking forward to coming up and seeing that.
So park up in Stainforth Village. It's probably about a 10-minute walk down to here. Bring a picnic. If you can find a quiet day, it's beautiful. We have done a little bit of wild swimming in here. It is really popular for that. So yeah, it's one of our favourite spots. Another one of our favourite places in the Dales to visit is Aysgarth Falls. It's a little bit further north in the Wensleydale region, but it's absolutely beautiful. You head down through Hawes, which is a gorgeous little village, home of the Wallace and Gromit cheese factory if you fancy a visit, and just super cute little town. You get to the falls, parking's really reasonable. There's a couple of good car parks. It's £1.50 an hour. And then there is a super little riverside walk to the three different sections of the Aysgarth Falls. There's the upper falls, which naturally being closer to the car park is really busy. We absolutely love the lower falls because they're so dramatic and are a little bit further away and are therefore much quieter. And then the mid falls, which is just a cheeky little bonus on your way back. Doesn't cost much, and on a day like this it's absolutely beautiful. If you're wondering why we couldn't film there, the falls are that dramatic. It was so noisy and it was so busy, so we just decided we'd film somewhere a little bit quieter.
We're in the super cute village called West Burton. It is about 5 miles from Aysgarth Falls. It has and most beautiful village green that you can come and sit and have picnics at. And it's also got a gorgeous waterfall with a plunge pool that you can swim in underneath it, and there's actually 2 different plunge pools that you can go into. We first discovered this when we were out on a bike ride a few years ago, and it's been one of our favourite places to come back and visit, even if it's just to get the picnic blanket out, lie down and have a read.
That's it. That's our first 6 recommendations from the Yorkshire Dales. We know we've got a lot more to discover, and we haven't really focused on any of the beautiful villages to visit so far.
Yep, and if you've got any really amazing places that you think we should be visiting while we're living in the Yorkshire Dales, please put them in the comments below, because we're still looking for places to find.
Thanks ever so much.
Bye.
Bye.